Hello, it's Thursday. Yep. And things are happening. So let's check it out. US struck roughly 90 Iranian military targets overnight. And the IRGC retaliated. Trump states that Iran allegedly called and wants to make a deal. So that's causing crude benchmarks to give up some overnight gains. Trade relatively flat. Official reports losing patience, Trump's losing patience over nuclear talks. Dealing with the Strait of Hormuz stuff. U.S. equity futures are higher. NASDAQ is up a touch, but we're still trading in that consolidation range. Looks like tech and basic resources are outperforming, and energy and utilities are lagging. The Japanese machine tool orders surged a massive 52% year over year, and global AI demand. And then the Kiwi dollar is leading. SG, what is that? Posted that recently. Kiwi dollar's up. Hawkish continuation from the RBNZ, while Bank of Korea officials are hinting at an upcoming rate hike to defend against sharp won weakness. So Kiwi's outperforming GT, G10 complex. We got GBP hits highs of 1.34 before retracing back down as the oil prices bounced. USDJPY trapped in a tight little range here. Upside is limited due to Japanese officials, and the euro looks like it's stalling a touch. We're seeing some sellers come in, and out-of-date ECB minutes coming out. So let's go through our positions and see what we're working with here. XLY. Okay. So what happened yesterday? Slightly lower volume, but probably moderate volume. Indecisive candle. Yeah, we got into this yesterday. So this was a 15-minute wait, uptrend bottom attempt. Okay. GKOS was a high and tight flag. Why is this thing redirecting like that? We have higher volume going up. That's a good sign. It is a little indecisive, but higher volume is showing up as we lift out. I like it. SRRK. Something's up with our charts. They're all redirecting like this. Lower volume pullback. Testing the low of our entry. Pre-market's pretty much flat. Stop loss remains. There's an OPSI. Let's see. QNT. Okay. Very low volume. Pullback. Sellers are smashing it down. I'm going to keep the stop as it is. XLV, high and tight pullback. see. Lower volume, pullback. This is looking good as it continues to lift out. I'm going to keep a low stop, high stop on this. We're testing basically where our fill is. So Bark is a consolidator. We don't really need to look at it, but it's good to check in on it. Microsoft should see some movement today on this. We're seeing low volume. So this is continuing up. Pre-market's down considerably. Okay, FTNT. We were hoping this was going to hit our target yesterday. It was a low volume indecisive candle, probably moderate, lower volume, less volume than the breakout. My stop is 152.99. Damn, we would have been stopped out on this. I need to look at that. Interesting. To look at that. CVS continuing to chop around in this consolidation, low volume consolidation here. We're going to wait. I think this is going to slam through our target. PBI. So this is forming lower lows here. Not too exciting. We'll see what happens with this. Stop loss remains on that. LIN. Low volume. 525. Okay, so it's getting close to our stop. Consolidator. Moderate volume. Getting close to our stop. FISI. Where is our stop? 37. Right at our stop. That's interesting. So who knows how this is going to play out. From that high volume pullback. 37.88. Yeah, we're probably going to get stopped out on this. Okay. CSX. Definitely some moderate volume. Lower volume than the breakout retest. Stop loss remains. Okay. This is yet another 94.98. Okay. 2 pennies away. We do have a pretty wide, pretty tight stop here, but again, we made some money on this. The uptrend is starting to stall. Expect to be sold at open. Okay, that's it. We recently had what was it? Recent wins have been Path, got in, made some money. It hit the target, and as soon as it hit the target, it slammed back down on low volume, and then it went back to our fill price. So we made 8.92 on that. RIVN got out at the extreme high, a very low volume high at that, which is an extreme sign of weakness. And then it continued to go down, and that is over. The story on that's over, 9.4%. And then SEZL at 8.9%. We got in on a high and tight flag, continued to go up, and then pre-market's down $20 a share. Wow. That's crazy. 8.9% booked on that. The MRNA, we booked 17%. Got out at the extreme high volume. Not sure where it's at currently. Don't really care. And then, let's see. Where is... Do we still have this? I gotta look at my PNY thing. Can't find that. What's that called? It's PANW Networks. PANW. Why is that not in my app? There it is. Okay. PANW finally closed yesterday. We booked 42% on that. We're not going to be following that any longer. I expect we're seeing high volume going into this pullback, so I expect this to break down further into the 300 range. So that was one that we tracked for 55 calendar days. So that was a pretty long one, but we made some good money on that, so that was good. Let's look at the runs. Let's see what's going on. XLE buy signal showing up again. It showed up yesterday. Oh, XLV is showing up on the sector-ETF. XLV, interesting. And we're seeing a low volume pullback on that. So that makes sense. XLV. Yep. We're up just a little bit. We're 5% away from our target on that. I'll make a note. Okay. So yeah, XLV is showing us a buy, XLE is showing a buy. Might play around with sector rotation heat map just because I could use it. So I might start building that in SignalDeck. We'll see what's going on. If we look at the news, not much is going on. Chip euphoria is getting erased due to the war weakness. Bank of Japan, inflation pressure. Asian shares are wobbling. Gold ticks higher. I got stopped out on my gold short. But yeah, that's fine. So yeah, that's what's going on in the market right now. If you don't follow me on X, do. I post a lot of good stuff on there. If you have a second to try out SignalDeck, you might be able to find some good value in it, and then you can work with me. If you need anything built for your features, I'm always there to run anything by. Yeah, have a good morning.